Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for hanging out with us on
Hey,
this Monday edition here of the Payoff Pitch. I'm Jason. He's, of course, the Hockey Squirrel. And we're brought to you every single day by BetUS, a fantastic sports book. There's a link down in this video description. Go over to BetUS and check them out. Squirrel and everybody else, how was your weekend? What's going on?
hey, not too bad. I've been doing very, very well the last 2 weeks. I would go so far as to say I'm very hot. I'm on a roll. So yeah, I guess yesterday I only had one play, and it was the New York Yankees. And that was a crazy game, man. It was back and forth and a slugfest at that. So ended up dropping that one game, but I'm okay with it. Day before I picked up a plus 150 on the Reds, and no, I've been rolling. So and as you know, and everyone else knows, everything I've been giving out is completely free until September 15th, whether it be on my website, Facebook group, Twitter, TikTok, the whole nine yards. So we're doing well and looking to start another good week.
Love to hear it. Let's keep the good times rolling, as you said. Let's see. First of all, we'll do this show a little bit different just to let everybody know. There's only 7 MLB games today, so we won't do our normal 9-inning kind of gambit. Let's just take all 7 games, talk about all 7 games. We'll pick winners and overs and unders and run lines. And then, of course, if we've got additional, like a prop bet per se, or maybe a player prop within that game, we'll also go ahead and give you as well. One other thing to let you know, a little programming note, my 3-year-old is turning 3 tomorrow. I guess he's 2 today, turning 3 tomorrow. So we're not going to be able to pull off payoff pitch tomorrow. We just got too many things going on. And we may also
Okay.
not be able to pull it off on Wednesday. Let's see what happens on Wednesday.
Man.
I'll tweet out if we can pull it off. But more than likely, we'll come back with you guys on Thursday. So we'll just kind of see how this goes. But look forward to talking about these 7 games. Again, let's just take them game by game. And let's just go ahead and kick it off. Let's go ahead and open up that comment section as we roll through these games. If you've got a question within that game, let us know. And we'll answer them as we go along. And then also let us know what your best bets and your leans are. So with that being said, let's go ahead and kick it off here with the first one, Squirrel. It's Reds versus Mets. I'm seeing over and under of 9 on BetUS. Reds at plus 265. Mets at minus 320. We've got Dunn versus Bassett. Dunn making his season debut, going up against a veteran there. And Bassett, how did you break this game down?
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't really even know who Justin Dunn is. We can't really say that we're going to expect Cincinnati to win against the Mets at home with Bassett. But, stranger things have happened, haven't they? We've seen a DeGrom debut lose at minus 370, but again, I don't think we can honestly expect a win from Cincinnati. If you're looking at an over-under, I don't know. Dude, it's just a skip. I mean, I don't even really want to entertain the idea of even betting on this game. I just don't.
You don't want to entertain this game. We've got a glorified AAA pitcher that's pitched 12.2 innings pitched, 16 hits, 11 runs, 9 walks, and he's run into the number 1 offensive batting average, on base percentage, slugging, on base percentage, and the number 1 offense in K percentage. Boy, I want a lot of piece of this game. I tell you right now, and I want all the Mets.
Go for it. I mean, if you're looking at the things that I don't normally bet, like team totals and stuff like that, then I don't know, what are those lines set at? Because it's stuff that I don't know why. I'm just such a predominant money line player that I just don't get into props and the team totals and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, if you're looking at it from that angle, then absolutely.
This guy's ERA in the minor leagues this season is 6.75. His WHIP is 1.82. So you don't entertain the run line at minus 155. That's just too much for you, even though you're getting, admittedly starting, hitting, and bullpen advantages.
I think so. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean,
All
is it
right.
something you're honestly like? Would you?
I think
You're saying
this
over 60% as a home team on the run line, even though it's a minor league crappy pitcher. Yes,
right.
I understand that. But, at what point is there not enough value at? I mean, if you were to play that game 10 times and you lost 3, basically you're barely profitable.
Right. Yeah, barely. Yeah. I hear you. I think within this game, so I'm going to be on that Mets F5 team total. I just can't ignore it again with this minor league pitcher, Justin Dunn, how much he's been struggling. The Mets are number 1 in all the categories that I talk about on the show on a daily basis. The Mets are number 1 for his right-handed hitting. I also would lean the over because you got a Mets team that also sits in the top 10 versus right-handers. Bassett's not going to overpower you. So I do like the over in this game. I like the Mets, of course, from a money line or a run line perspective, whether that's a parlay piece on the money line or maybe the run line straight up. My only bet from this game, though, will be that Mets F5 team total. Went 11-5 last week on F5 team totals, picking up a lot of steam in that category. Let's see if the Mets can't cash another one. It's juicy at minus 140. And there's a reason it's minus 140. Again, this guy's got terrible numbers down in AAA, and now he's running into the best offense here. One other note, I will tell you, if you guys like home runs and which guys can get the most damage done within this game, Justin Dunn versus left-handed hitters are allowing a 1.103 OPS to left-handers. So maybe you look at a Vogelbach or a Lindor to maybe do some damage against Dunn if you're trying to look at maybe two particular bats. And obviously, those are two left-handers that I think will certainly hit Dunn and hit him pretty hard. So I'll go ahead and roll with the Mets F5 team total. Again, I like the Mets, money line, run line, but I think the over is also a good play. But just let me focus in on Justin Dunn here. That's why I'm targeting that game. So do that one. Let's see if we've got any questions on this game particularly. I think the first question there from Dgent is more of a question on you and maybe a system that you have. Everything else is just saying what up and good morning. We like to hear that. So cool. Let's roll on here to the next game then. What did you think here between Blue Jays and Orioles with Kikuchi versus Jordan Lyles?
I like the Blue Jays, and it's because I would do what I consider to be buying the offense. I will tell you off the bat that normally something like this would scare me, and it still does, that what I'm perceiving or seeing is reverse line movement. I guess. Or just the fact that they're not getting money. I mean, the steam is coming in on Baltimore, but you have two pitchers that have very similar ERAs. I don't trust Jordan Lyles really as much as I don't trust Kikuchi, and that's only this season. There's a couple guys that last year we saw do significantly better than this year, and one being Chris Flexen, one being Kikuchi. We've seen guys that absolutely sucked last year that are on fire this year, right? Kikuchi, again, I mean, he's had a lot of, I think, command issues or walk issues. And I think I took him in his last game and lost as a result. But when you buy the offense of Toronto, they're just top 1 to 3, aren't they? I mean, in just about everything they do. Baltimore, I think, had hit the ball pretty well in the last couple of weeks. I didn't dive too deep into it here, but at least for the minus 130-ish price, roughly in that ballpark, no pun intended. I have at least a 60 or over 60% system. In terms of systems today, there isn't much hitting. Not much really showing up, at least in my repository of systems. But it's either that or perhaps an over.
Okay. All right. I think I agree with you on that over. I would certainly take that over as well. I think the bullpen edge probably goes to the Orioles, albeit slightly. It's not a huge bullpen edge, but I do give it to the Orioles. In terms of offense, Orioles right now about middle of the pack versus left-handed pitching. Your Blue Jays are towards the bottom half and even kind of in bottom 10, including batting average. They're in the bottom 10. So I don't know. Tough game though.
10 days?
Yeah, just in the last 10 days. Yep, just in the last 10. You mentioned the starters there in Kikuchi versus Jordan Lyles. Kikuchi, to me, is really tough to trust, and I think the Blue Jays in overall is kind of been tough to trust. I know a lot of people have been burned mainly after the All-Star break, by these Blue Jays, me included. I know they spoiled a parlay of mine. I think it was last week or maybe the week before that. So both of these starting pitchers have seen today's opponent. This will be their second time go around. So with the bullpens, with the starters, I'll go ahead and lean over on this, and I'll also go ahead and lean Orioles money line just because Orioles seem to have something going. You want to talk about these two teams in terms of like which way are they trending. The Blue Jays seem to be trending down, and the Orioles, even though they traded the All-Star closer, even though they traded Mancini, they're still 2 games back of that wild card spot, and I like that they're trending up. They're getting results. I like the Orioles here at plus money. I like the over. I didn't bet either one, but based on the research, that's kind of lead. Give me the Orioles plus money line. And I'll take a chance there on the over as well. I do agree with you there that the over is probably the better of the two plays and maybe picking a winner. But, yeah, okay, I'll side with the Orioles. But the advantages they have aren't big, right? They are better versus left-handers. They are better in the bullpen. But I don't think that we're talking huge advantage against these Blue Jays. And these Blue Jays, to your point, if you're buying the offense, boy, they can explode at any day for a lot of runs. And Jordan Lyles is an opponent.
Absolutely.
And
if they're exploding for a lot of runs and you have 2 pitchers over 4 ERA, and there's, just to add on to it, 8 miles an hour out at Camden Yards, right? So that's at least in your favor. I would think that the over would be a pretty solid play. Um, Being the money line player I am, though, I think I would just buy the offense and hope that Toronto explodes as they often do.
All right, let's keep it moving now here. Let's go to the next game here. We're showing on BetUS Nationals and Cubs with an over-under of 8. Nationals plus 165, Cubs minus 195. Did you say the wind was blowing 14 mile an hour out when you looked it up? Wow, that's
at
big.
Wrigley.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go ahead
and
and
to
take
only
the
have a
over.
line of 8 seems ridiculous. So that's what I would be on, is that over big time with Anibal Sanchez on the mound for the Nationals. 8 ERA, 0-4 record.
Well, and that's what makes it tough here in this game is Sanchez has got some terrible numbers. I mean, just atrocious numbers, but he faced really good teams. He's gone against the Braves, the Mets, the Cardinals, 3 offenses we love, and he's gone against the Diamondbacks. So is this an opportunity here with the Cubs offense in the bottom 10 versus right-handed pitching that maybe Anibal Sanchez can pitch more like the pitcher we know? I mean, obviously he hasn't been in the bigs in a while. Got pulled off the
But
couch
then you
a
throw
couple
on
months
another
ago.
difficult task of pitching against 14 miles an hour out
Yeah.
at Wrigley.
Yeah.
So that's rough, regardless of.
I think we probably both like Keegan Thompson, I assume, in this matchup, just comparing the starters. We're going to both like Keegan Thompson.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah, but I've really been steering away from, if I can, taking home team run lines. And I've explained that a couple times on this show. Minus 190 seems a bit ridiculous, so I think the best play here is the over with that wind.
Okay, that's interesting. I'll elaborate here on my notes. So before Hockey and Squirrel got together, I actually was leaning on the under just because of these offenses are struggling.
Okay.
Bullpens are about even. You mentioned the wind. That does matter. I mean, we see that change runs being scored at Wrigley Field by a couple, to a few. So that certainly matters. Again, so bullpens that are struggling, I would say bullpens that are relatively even when you look at the stats across the board. Offense-wise, I think you give the advantage to the Nationals. But, even them, they're not all that great. Sanchez, maybe this is where he can wake up. Tough game to me. I lean Cubs money line. It's at minus 195, so nobody's going to pay that kind of price. I lean Cubs and under. I didn't feel confident really either one in terms of betting it. Did this game get your money, or is that just way you lean in this game?
It might. It hasn't yet, but it might.
Okay.
I think over 8 is for sure like the only place I would go, other than again, the things that are deeper, like the under the hood bets, more like props or team totals or pitcher props, things like that. So
Yeah, okay. Let's move over here to the next game, and I do got a bet for this game, and then we can also certainly talk some props in this game as well. You got Angels and Athletics with an over-under of 7.5 on BetUS. Angels are the dog at plus 105, Athletics minus 125. We've got Suarez versus Irvin on the mound, which is a rematch from August 2nd. There was a 3-1 win for the Angels in that game. All 4 runs came in the first 5 innings in that game. No big surprise that I'm probably on one of my personal system plays of, we just saw the pitcher 5 days ago. Well, let's just go ahead and take it over. And that's what I'm on in this game. The F5 over is at 3.5 runs at minus 115. I like that. These pitchers had success on August 2nd, but I'm not expecting them to have, the same amount of success or even better success. If we look at both of these teams versus left-handed pitching, you got to give the edge to the Athletics. They're hitting the ball tremendously better. The Angels are still struggling. They're, was it one? I think I told you before the show, it was 198 in the last 10. Let me see, 186, which is 4th worst in the major league. So yeah, Angels continue to struggle versus left-handers. Athletics are better. The edge in the bullpen probably does go to the Angels. Not a huge one, but it does go to the Angels. Classic fade spot for me on not only the F5 over that I actually bet, but you could also take both of these starting pitchers K props and go under 4.5. One of them's at plus money, one of them's at minus 130. I'm going to go ahead and lock in on that F5 over, and I like the game over, and I also like the Athletics money line if I had to pick a winner in this. How did you break this one down?
I also have the Athletics money line, and that one did get my money there at a minus 120-ish or 125, something like that. Without Mike Trout and without a crazy pitcher on the mound, or Ohtani for that matter. Ohtani and I think maybe like Renheffa would be the only people that I actually feel afraid of in that lineup. But beyond that, and beyond how the Athletics are hitting the ball, as you've mentioned already, is going to be not only Cole Irvin, but also system plays of my own. This is where at least my I guess analysis kind of aligned to where I found two spots of 60 or 64% on Oakland Athletics. And if I'm getting them at minus 125, I do believe the money's on them as well. All of that looks good. And I would agree with you not only on the money line there for the Athletics, but also on the over. And much like the Cubs game, you are getting something that could affect the game with a 10-mile-an-hour wind blowing out at the Coliseum.
Okay, cool. So we're both in alignment on that game. Boy, as I get through this show here on Payoff Pitch, I feel like I need to get more bets in. I'm starting to like today's card. I already liked it. I've already got, I think, 6 bets. I'll go ahead and reveal it at the end. But boy, I could add some more to it. Let's have this 4-legged tennis parlay cash so I can make a parlay here. I like this baseball slate, small slate. But I think it's really good. Let's go ahead and turn our attention now to Pirates and Diamondbacks. I'm seeing an over-under of 8. I'm seeing Pirates at plus 200, Diamondbacks at minus 240. We know Zach Allen, how to pronounce his name. It's Tyler Betty. We're not sure how to quite pronounce his starter.
Hopefully it's not Bidet, dude. That'd be rough.
Oh, yeah, Bidet. Yeah, that would be rough. How do you break this one down there, Squirrel?
I mean, you gotta already love Zach Gallen. You gotta love the Diamondbacks. They're home and they're priced as such, right? At a whopping minus 240. Again, I want to stay away from a home favorite as much as I can. Maybe some kind of pitching prop on Zach Gallen if I was going to get something into the game, with Pittsburgh being the highest strikeout rate, I think, still, or at least one of the top strikeout rates. They're just, it's rough watching the Pirates, man. It really is. I think for some reason you might be leaning towards them, though, and I don't think I got the reasoning, but I would love to hear that.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I am on the Mets. I'm on a couple bets in this game, actually. Let's go ahead and first start with Zach Gallen. I like under 5.5 Ks. Let's go talk about why I like this. At plus 130, Zach Gallen under 5.5 Ks. Cashed in 13 of his 20 starts, and we're getting a price at plus 130, so like that. Cash versus these Pirates on June 5th, so not too long ago. Pirates are the 10th best team in strikeout percentage right now versus right-handed pitching at 20%. So if you want to say Zach Gallen goes, 6 innings pitch, I don't think that's unrealistic that he can pitch 6 innings. That's 18 outs. 20% would only get them at 3.6 Ks. And we get a little bit of breathing room, right? To not cash this, we would need 6 Ks. So I'm going to go ahead and lock in Zach Gallen under 5.5 Ks at plus 130, like what the Pirates are doing right now versus right-handers, and to get a little bit of familiarity, having just seen him in June. As for the matchup overall, again, we talked about it. Well, we'll say Gallen versus B is what we'll go ahead and say. If we just want to look at right-handed pitching, the Pirates are better. We've backed the Diamondbacks this season versus left-handers. We've kind of stayed away when they faced a right-hander. They're not getting a great right-hander, but they're still struggling right now to hit right-handers. They had an opponent this past weekend, the Rockies, where they could have really done some damage and really gotten double-digit runs every day. There was an opportunity there, and they were unable to get it done. It's because of that offense. It's scuffling versus right-handers. So I'll take the Pirates. They've got the better numbers across the board. The only thing that the Diamondbacks do better is they bring more power to the plate. But otherwise, other than slugging percentage, the Pirates do it all better versus right-handers. Both these bullpens are in the bottom 10 of the league. I mean, absolutely in the bottom 10. The reason I like the under, though, is you're going to get a bullpen game here from the Pirates. This starter should go 3 innings max, probably 2, and just keep it through, not even maybe a turn through the rotation, and then you're just going to get in that Pirates bullpen. So I like the under in this game because of that. I think the Pirates bullpen will keep the game low scoring. We assume Zach Gallen will keep the Pirates low scoring, so give me the under. And at plus 200, I'm getting the better offense. I'm getting a bullpen game. I like the Pirates. I think the Pirates can maybe walk into game 1 and get a win. The other bet, though, I like from this game is the NRFI. This is my best NRFI of the day, and it's coming in this game between your Pirates and Diamondbacks. Zach Allen, a guy we've backed in a few NRFI spots this year, in 20 starts. He's only allowed 4 runs. He has 21 Ks in those starts as well. And then this guy here for the Pirates, only giving up 1 run. It's only got 1 start because we don't know when he's going to start. He's, obviously started 1 game. He's come out of the bullpen a ton. He's a bullpen guy. These 2 teams, though, rank in the first inning 19th and 28th and runs scored in the first inning. This game just screams it should be low scoring, and I think the Pirates can actually pull this out. So I lean under. I lean Pirates money line. 2 bets, though, will be the Gallen under 5.5 Ks, and I'll take the NRFI at minus 115.
Yeah, that's a skip for me, I think. So glad for your bets because I don't really have anything in it. So
yeah, and if it's one of those games where if you're not willing to do the Diamondbacks at minus 120 on the run line, it's probably just a full-on stay away. I mean, unless you want to roll with me on the Pirates. I mean, I think they can do it, but I hear you. Probably just a good old stay away. Let's jump into another game here on BetUS. I'm seeing Giants Padres over under of 7.5. Giants plus 160, Padres minus 190. We've already got a couple questions in the chat about this game, asking about the Padres run line, an over. What do you see about this one, Squirrel?
Would I be in the minority going with the Giants? I assume I would be. I'm seeing all the money coming in on the Padres. I assume Soto has to do something with that as well, right? I don't know. I just don't like Blake Snell. I mean, I've watched him walk 6 guys in a game multiple times. Alex Wood's no elite pitcher, but they don't have to travel very far, particularly from San Francisco to San Diego. I might be looking for some sort of underdog value on San Francisco, to be honest with you, but just more as like a public fade as a value bet. Do I care if they win? Yeah, obviously I care if they win. Do I think they're going to win? I think there's a chance. Obviously, there's always a chance. I don't think it's a horrible chance. Not like the Cincinnati Reds today.
Right, Cincinnati, right, yeah, right. Well, hey, I mean, the Giants aren't the worst play at all. I mean, in terms of hitting left-handers, the Giants are going to come in with that advantage. Both of these two teams are in the top half of the league in hitting left-handers, but the Giants are better. So I can see the Giants bullpen though. I thought the Padres had some pretty good advantages in the bullpen. I think if this is a close game, I think the Padres bullpen will certainly take over. They've got nice size advantages coming out of that bullpen from a starter perspective. This will be the 4th time the Padres have seen Alex Wood this year, and the 2nd time the Giants will have seen Blake Snell. So I see runs. I see runs, and I'm going to gravitate towards the F5 because I'm worried that the Padres bullpen can shut this game down late. They just got really good numbers in the recent stretch. So I like the F5 over. Both of these offenses swinging a hot bat versus left-handers. They're in the top half of the league. A lot of familiarity with these starting pitchers. I'll go ahead and take a stab at that F5 over 4 runs at minus 130. And then I lean here in my notes.
Maybe I'll say it's like a half unit bet type of thing on the Giants. You know what I mean? It's not like you're going in there full confidence, but like, hey, if I could pick up a little bit on it, or if I lose a half unit taking a stab, I don't think it's the worst, but I don't feel like paying minus 180 or whatever the 190 for the Padres.
Yeah, I agree. I had
not with Blake Snell.
Not with Blake Snell. I know he's going to walk so many batters. I mean, that guy his control is unreal. And I was worried about his strikeout prop at over 7.5. He's only gone over it 3 times, so you would think, I'll just take under 7.5 Ks. This guy, he can strike out a ton and he can walk a ton. His control is too erratic to me. I don't know what he's going to get to bet that strikeout prop. I would lean the under, but there's not a lot of confidence in that. I do lean the Padres on the money line. I do think that's probably the better play. I think they've got the nice bullpen advantages where they can really take over. I have my notes also
leaned. And if we're talking about not liking a home team run line, then you give us a home team run line with a total of 7.5.
Yeah.
It's just too low. You're trying to cram too much into not enough space to me.
Yep. That's very, very, very understandable. What did I have in my notes? I had in my notes I leaned the over just because I was on the F5 over. But again, I think you could get runs in this game early and then it kind of dries up late, and especially if the Padres have the bullpen or have the lead and they can get in their good arms, I think this game will be over, and I do see the Padres pulling this one out. All right, how many we get? We only got one more game left. It was a short slate. Let's go ahead and knock it out. Let's do the Yankees and Mariners with an over/under of 8 on BetUS. Yankees at minus 115. Mariners are at minus 105. Do you want to start this one off?
Yeah, and listen, I love some Logan Gilbert. I love some Seattle Mariners at home, okay? I like both of those two aspects. Kind of freaks me out that the line would be minus 115, but Yankees are coming off a loss where they generally rebound very well. I don't know. Is the line this low because of Logan Gilbert? Is it because of the Mariners at home? Or Logan Gilbert at home with the Mariners at home? I just, again, much like the Toronto Blue Jays, I have to do what I would think is buying the better offense here. It is a little bit weird to me that the line is set that low, but I don't know if I really want to go against the Mariners on that kind of a price when I can get the Yankees that low at minus, 115? Tyon, not my absolute favorite. I think a lot of his record has come slightly due to luck because, from what I can remember, I don't think his quality starts to like statistics are insanely great by any means. But I think the team just does what the team does and gets him the wins. So I think, it's really don't overcomplicate it. You're getting an excellent team with an excellent record, coming off of a loss where they rebound well at an excellent price. I
I'll
just
say,
take the Yankees on the money line.
yeah, I'm going to get into that too, and I agree with you on that Yankees. I wanted to say something that you say on this show from time to time, and I actually really like when you bring this point up. You say, I got two teams, relatively the same money line price. Which one would I want to take? Boy, to me, it's a no-brainer. Instead of taking the Blue Jays, boy, I really take the Yankees. I love your pick here of the Yankees. They've got a massive the Mendoza line versus right-handed pitching. The Yankees are far superior in right-handed hitting than that. The Yankees also have the bullpen advantages, not as big in terms of a hitting discrepancy, but they have all the bullpen advantages you would want. Yeah, this is a rematch of August 2nd. This was an 8-6 win for the Mariners, so we know that the offenses will know these starting pitchers. They just faced them 5 days ago. So I lean the over. You've got all the offenses will know it. A lot of runs were scored in the first 5 innings in this game on August 2nd. Yankees money line, you're right. You can get it somewhere at minus 105 at some sports books, minus 115 at some other ones. I think this is a great price. They've got way too many advantages over the Mariners. I'm on the F5 over. They cashed August 2nd. I expect it to cash again today. Even with the Mariners struggling, they just know Tyon. They hit him really well August 2nd. So give me the F5 over. Give me the full game over as a lean, and give me that Yankees money line. I'm with you, no doubt. That could even be... Again, it's at minus 105 on some sportsbooks. That could even almost be a 2-unit play. Just getting their bullpen and hitting advantages, you could almost go 2 units with that Yankees money line today. Big advantages today. Once you get through the starters and expect that the Mariners will put up runs, I think then you can feel good once you get in the back half of this game with the Yankees 2-unit play.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Do you feel afraid at all? Like now, I mean, I'm looking at it, and this is what I hate about overthinking everything is, right, the game comes out like minus 125, it's minus 105 at particularly Caesars, I'm seeing. But, when you're holding 75% of the money and the line's falling backwards, like this is the stuff I hate because then I bet against myself and I get all like, I start overthinking it, and then I bet the other side, and the Yankees win anyway. It's just like so stupid.
I will say one also thing in the Yankees' favor is they're not coming all the way from the East Coast. Lots of teams struggle when they go East Coast to West Coast because of the big time difference, long flight, yada yada. Well, they were in St. Louis last night, playing the game, so they're not flying all the way across country. They're not having to go through multiple time zones. I think this is a great spot, great price for the Yankees to take advantage of it. Too many advantages. There's just way too many advantages over these Mariners. I like it.
Yep.
I'm talking myself into placing that bet at minus 105 is what I'm doing. But all right, let's scroll through these comments, and then we'll give these guys our official bets. We, of course, have got some positive energy and some love, and we appreciate that. We got some nice comments there about Gallo. Funny, Yankees are 0-4 since trading Gallo. The Dodgers are 4-0. I'm sure Gallo is not contributing, but I love the comments by Hunter and Dgent. What's going on, fellas? Got a soccer question I already answered. That. We got the Mets letdown, answered that. I think Pirates are on. I think Pirates are decent. I think that is a nice one right there. And then we got Yankees over for Darrell. We both just answered that. Aren't they traveling back from St. Louis? Yeah, but not all the way. I'd be a little more nervous if it was New York to Seattle, but it's St. Louis, Seattle, so I feel a little bit better there, Darrell. And we both like the Yankees. And did you like the over with me as well? If you had to pick an over or an under, I think you said over. Can't recall.
Oh, sorry.
Are you frozen?
There you go. On what game?
Was your lean the over or the under in that Yankees-Seattle game?
Boy, it's tough because, at 7.5. I think we'd probably go over, wouldn't you think? I mean, dude, anytime you get somebody like Judge in there and all these power hitters, that's what they are. I mean, it's just a ton of power in that game. I certainly would feel sketched on an under. Game's already moved a half point on the total. All the money's on the over. I would think the over when you have that much power on both sides of the ball, really. You have Ty France, you have Jesse Winker, J.P. Crawford, and where's that one guy?
What
that new
Rodriguez?
kid get hurt? The what's it?
I didn't know you were talking about the young phenom Rodriguez. Who are you asking about?
Yeah. Where's he at? I don't see him in the lineup.
I know he was hurt. He got hit by a pitch. I remember whoever they were playing recently, the first pitch of the game, they went right at that opponent and pinged him for hitting Rodriguez the night before. So I mean, he may still be banged up from that little plunking he took. Hey,
well,
yep.
The lineup's not official, but I don't see him in the expected lineup, so I'm not sure exactly what happened to him. So.
All right, cool. Let's let me answer Hunter's question here, and then let's get to Hunter says the Mariners bullpen is at 1.82. The Yankees bullpen is 4.35 in the last 9 days. Maybe screenshot that. Hit me up, Hunter. I know we mentioned Fangraphs is a great site. We both use it. In the last 10, I show the Yankees at 2.79 and the Mariners at 3.66. So different numbers than what you've got, only a day difference. But I show the Yankees having the better of it. Maybe just screenshot it and let's just make sure we're both on the same page and looking the same thing up in terms of, you going forward with, whatever research you may be doing on the side. So I want to make sure you're, looking and getting the right information. So let me try and help you out with that. Otherwise, let's go ahead and reveal these official bets and then we can field some more questions if there any come in. Otherwise, we'll let these people go. As you guys can see, I'm on Zach Allen under 5.5 Ks at plus 130. On a couple F5 overs, I'm on Yankees Mariners over 4 and Giants Padres over 4. I will take the Athletics over 3.5 and Angels. Give me that Mets F5 team total over 2.5 runs. And I can already tell you right now, we talked about how the Mets are number 1 versus right-handers. They're number 2 versus left-handers right now and getting Mike Minor. You can just go ahead and grab this same bet tomorrow when you see it, folks. Don't have to wait for me. And the best NRFI of the day, it's Pirates and Diamondbacks at minus 115. You're on a couple money lines there, Squirrel?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy the offense there in Toronto and in the Yankees, especially at that minus 105 price for if you're getting it at Caesars, it's just too ridiculous. Win or lose, I guess you risk a unit on a hell of an offense, and the Athletics there as well having 260 or 60%, 64% system, something like that from myself. Getting all the money, you have Cole Irvin, who I trust should be better there, and a much better team hitting at home at least, and whatever. So Oakland there for me. Bets I would look at adding would be the over in the Chicago Cubs game for sure, with a 14-mile-an-hour wind blowing out at Wrigley. I think that would be about it. So, maybe I add the Chicago Cubs over onto that. But other than that, yeah, the 3 money lines and the potential over. So,
okay, cool. We're not going to do rapid fire, but I will run through it very, very quick just for anybody who might be showing up, including a question we got there on the Orioles total. So, the first game, Blue Jays Orioles, we lean the over there. Orioles money line, and this is just my personal opinion, over and Orioles money line. For Reds and Mets, I lean over and Mets run line. For Nationals Cubs, I like Cubs money line and I like the under. For Giants Padres, I like the over. I like the Padres. For Pirates Diamondbacks, I like the under and I like Pirates money line at plus 200. Angels Athletics, Angels money line over 7.5. Yankees Mariners over 8 and Yankees money line. So that was a little mini version of rapid fire because we talked all 7 games. We break it all down, but we had a late question there about the Orioles total. So there we have it. All right. More than likely see you guys on Thursday. Hopefully it's Wednesday. I'll notify you guys on Twitter, but just more than likely it's probably going to be Thursday. So enjoy a couple days. Let's cash bets. Let's come back Thursday with our packets fatter, and let's kick off Thursday's slate.
With our packets fatter?
Our pockets fatter? Did I not say that? What did I say?
Pockets. All right, dude. I'll see you.
Pockets fatter. It's all the thing.
I got to rip you a little bit.
See you, fellas.
See ya.